Greetings. Today we'll talk about how what happens on the subtle plane of the earth affects you. As you can see, now there is a certain lull both in the political life of the planet and in nature. And this is no coincidence. Such a respite is necessary for you in order to realize what awaits you and how to react to the changes taking place on your earth. Each person tries to find his own explanation for them, especially since now he can get any information he is interested in from a variety of sources. And everyone does this because of their intellectual and spiritual development. Very young and immature souls seek material explanations for any unusual manifestations on the planet or go to the other extreme, trying to adjust the events to various clairvoyant predictions, giving them a mystical character. But the truth, as always, lies in the middle. Material manifestations of unusual natural phenomena are a reflection of what is happening on the subtle plane of the earth. The same thing happens to you, my dears. Your subtle bodies, like a tuning fork, are tuned to the vibrations of the subtle world, and your physical bodies reflect this outward. So that you better understand what I'm talking about, let's take this example. When you read the messages of the higher powers, admire the beauty of nature or listen to wonderful music, your physical body may react differently to this. Unusual sensations in your chakras, subtle vibrations, pulsations in the pineal gland, and a sharp increase in vibrations associated with powerful energy. The currents going to earth can give you unpleasant painful sensations, weakness, drowsiness, fever, body aches. In any case, a subtle perception of something always resonates in your physical body. But young immature souls will seek an explanation for strange painful sensations in the material plane, in changing weather, pressure, insomnia, in anything, but not in interaction with the subtle plan of the earth, which is something frightening and incomprehensible to them. And the wise ancient souls who came to earth just for this, to feel their unity with the subtle world, being in a physical body, will gladly accept this new energy reality manifested in them, which they feel more and more every day. Why did I decide to talk to you about this? Just because, dear ones, that the stratification between material and spiritual people is getting bigger every day and threatens to develop into a new form of duality, that which you are so eager to get rid of. And so that this does not happen, you need to learn to patiently, calmly, without emotions and judgments, to respond to any statements that contradict your opinion, your understanding of what is happening, recognizing that each person has his own way and his own right to perceive reality. That is what many of you are missing right now. And I wanted, my family, to warn you against this mistake. The Absolute Father who loves you immeasurably spoke to you.
I'm often asked the question, how to cope with fears and worries for your near and dear ones. Living in high energies is real happiness, because inside you feel joy and love for everything. Do not disturb or excite anything, complete inner peace and peace. Everyone wants to stay in this blessed state forever, not to leave it. But what to do when excitement, anxiety, fears about relatives awaken inside? This knocks us out of high energy, out of the rut, and we are, as if falling to the bottom. Many felt this on themselves, and more than once, when the unrest was not reassured, and fear all comes and comes. When we are worried, anxious or afraid of something, then we drop violently. This spoils the mood and even makes you feel unwell. By such energies we only harm ourselves, poison from the inside. These energies also do not bring benefits to our near and dear ones, since it is them, like dark clouds, that we send them through invisible energy connections. How to calm yourself, and return to high vibrations. Prayers, or rather sincere and pure appeals to God, to the light forces, to angels, with a request to help, protect relatives and friends, help a lot. After prayer, inside it becomes very calm and easy, fears and anxieties go away. Why is this happening? Firstly, through prayers we send to our near and dear ones the highest energy, divine help and support, and not our fears and worries. When I pray for someone, I feel and see how this person begins to shine. The high energies of prayer envelop him from head to toe, and he stands in the circle of the light forces and they all help him every day, as if they are protecting and lead through life. Secondly, through prayers we return to our divine essence, to peace and peace within ourselves, as we switch to high energies, tune into them. Once I realized that we were afraid and worried about relatives only when we lost contact with our divine being, and from this, we did not feel support and loving care on the way. We forget that near each of us, absolutely everyone, including our loved ones, there are always light forces. We are not alone here. We forget that each of us, including our loved ones, has his own life lessons, each has planned his own path, his own personal experience, and we cannot interfere. After praying, all thoughts in the head calm down, the mood rises, excitement and anxiety disappear, fears disappear. Through prayer comes the realization, everything is by the will of God, since He is very wise, and knows the path of each of us, and we only need to trust Him. Live in the joy and love of your heart, let no anxieties and worries, fears for relatives, blacken it with love for everyone. Magda, my family, today I want to raise a very serious topic, and talk about duality. Many people think that getting out of duality means simply stopping sharing and sharing. In a way, yes, but often people try to do it literally, with their minds, in fact, not leaving duality, but falling into the illusion that they have come out of it. They often begin to evaluate or find fault with ordinary words. Since they said bad, it means there is good, and this is duality. If they said the best, then there is the worst, and this is duality. Once they said the higher, it means there is a lower, then this is duality. This is a huge illusion of the mind, so that you begin to continue to divide the whole world, to divide again, and not to leave duality at all. The way out of duality is the complete acceptance of the whole world and the understanding that everything that is necessary for someone. This is a way out of my own egoism. Since I don't like it, it doesn't fit, it means bad and nobody needs it, but only harms. Yes, the way out of duality is not dividing the world into good and bad, necessary and unnecessary, important and unimportant, but not literally by the mind, but by seeing with the heart, the higher consciousness, where everything is one, and the complete plan of the Creator is consciously visible. When you come out of duality, you understand that absolutely everything in this world is necessary, there is nothing superfluous and unnecessary in it, everything is neutral. If there is something, then there is one who needs it. It's just that everyone is different in this world, at different levels of vibration, with different experiences, and everyone has the right to live and receive experience. With this internal awareness, any internal division disappears, and not just external. With Him, criticism and condemnation of others, misunderstanding of the choice of another person, rejection of something, hostility between people for who is right and who is not, the struggle for truth, rivalry, insults. Inside, true peace and tranquility appear, sincere happiness, love for everything, because you see the world with open eyes without rejecting anything in it. You see that everything in this world is from God, in everything there is a deep meaning, His wisdom, there is value in everything. Stepping out of duality, you begin to realize that any information is needed, if it has appeared. She is not bad and not good. Any internal rejection leaves. You understand that people are simply attracted to the information on vibrations that they currently need. Someone needs one, and someone else. It will bring benefits today, for example, inspire and fill with love, or point out internal fears and limitations. Not a single person can read and understand that which does not correspond to his level of vibration. He will simply be uninteresting, uncomfortable, he will go internal rejection, unwillingness to read further. This is natural and normal. If the vibrational level of a person changes, then he begins to reach for something else, to search. A person who lives even in duality will begin to share, this is bad information, and this is good, it is truth, and it is a lie, this is the highest, and this is the lowest. A person living outside of duality sees that everything is necessary in this world, and something just does not correspond to it, but for someone it is very necessary. If there is information, then there is the person for whom it came, he needs it. Beyond duality, you stop living with selfishness. If it doesn't suit me, I feel like that, then nobody needs it, it's bad. When you come out of duality, you see the versatility of words, since everyone understands the same word at their own level of vibration. If a person lives with the mind, then he sees in words only labels that their mind has attached to him. Everyone sees words at their own level of consciousness. If a person has come out of duality, then he sees that behind every word lies an abyss of understanding, and can be seen very deeply. Not a single word inside scares, there are no bad and good words, any unnecessary phrases, but everyone perceives everything at his own level of vibration. What is inside, he sees, and around, colors in his own colors. That is why the same words, the same text can be seen in different ways, multidimensionally. The higher the vibration, the deeper you can understand and feel it. It is quite natural that one in the text sees one, and the other sees the other. Each has its own unique inner world. If you see duality in words, then these are not duality words, but you, because you have put restrictive understanding labels on the word, and it is really limitless, has many shades of understanding and the most diverse deep meaning. For example, they often correct the letter C to Z-ing the prefix demon, for example, useless, wordless, disinterested, since this is energy from the demon. No, it's human perception, his personal fears and limitations, his vibrational level. It is he who sees something bad in the word, colors him like that, hangs a label. It is necessary to change not letters, not words, but oneself, then nothing will frighten and disturb. Dual perception, this information is bad, but this is good. Non-dual perception, this information is suitable for me, and this information is for someone else. Dual perception, this energy is bad, and this is good. Non-dual perception, this energy suits me, and this is necessary for someone else to experience. Dual perception, this is a dark person, and this is light. Non-dual perception, everything is from God, but at different levels of vibration. Duality exists, first of all, not in the outside world, but inside us. It is necessary to change from within, then the whole world will change. My dear ones, get out of duality to complete inner freedom. It is real happiness to live in acceptance and love for everything, with love for everyone. Magda. My dear ones, today I want to continue the topic of duality, and reveal it even deeper. In order to get out of duality, it is not necessary to change the world, but only yourself, your attitude to everything. All conflicts, misunderstanding, struggle between people, will disappear from this, and harmony, peaceful life, brotherhood and love will appear in everything. When you come out of duality, you see that there is nothing in this world that is not from God. It is absolutely everything, his living creative element. Absolutely every living creature manifests God within himself, but at different levels of vibration, in different experiences. With this high understanding, any internal division of someone into good and bad disappears. The whole world, all people, absolutely all beings in the universe. There comes a complete acceptance of everything, and therefore unconditional love for everything, and not just for the good or right. At the same time, acceptance is not encouragement and full agreement with the low deeds of others, as if we close our eyes to everything, but a non-aggressive attitude to absolutely everything, since the world is not negative for the better. Our anger, irritation, condemnation, and our high and clean energies. In order for the world to become brighter, it is necessary to carry light for it, bright actions, a bright example. To live with your soul, live with your heart, do all your work with it. The more people begin to live that way, the faster the whole world will change. When you come out of duality, you see the blessing not only in pleasant life circumstances, but even in unpleasant ones. For example, in problems, you stop sharing even that. You see how problems also bring benefits. For example, they begin to move you, develop, highlight something inside. For example, patterns, fears, low qualities, point to something. For example, reveal a more complete understanding, expand consciousness, so that you do not stand still, as in a swamp. Having passed the problem as an obstacle, or rather seeing, and understanding why it came, what value it brought, and then changing, you feel that you have grown spiritually, become wiser and stronger in spirit, able to show high qualities, and become free from what is more no need. A new stage has begun, a life stage. Coming out of duality, you begin to see value in absolutely everything, not only in successes, miracles, and achievements, but even in problems, illnesses, mistakes, failures. Everything carries a deep meaning, and does not come by accident or just like that. However, my words do not need to be taken literally. I'm for the fact that in each of us every day there will be less low energy, low qualities and desires, that attracts some problems to our lives and creates diseases. I'm for a way out of low energies, to make life easier and more joyful, happier. When you exit duality, you begin to see the world in a different way, without criticism and condemnation, without suffering and pain. without fear. This means that you do not reject, evaluate, criticize, condemn, deny nothing in the world. You relate to everything calmly and with acceptance, even to cataclysms, wars, and mass incurable diseases. You just see that this is a very difficult experience that has come to pull people out of very low vibrations. It is as if the last thing that could help and wake up, since the other that was sent simply did not help. Moreover, acceptance does not deprive us of the right to act, but we do everything not with aggression, but with love, feeling myself, with which we can help. Acceptance gives us inner peace, and in this state it is easier to hear your heart, your divine part, and not just the ego. For example, it is precisely in wars and people who have lived all their lives in low energy, selfishness, that such luminous qualities as the desire to help others, mercy can be awakened. They may want to protect the weak, someone will show heroism, disinterestedness will be revealed to someone, as many begin to share everything, and even the last, rallying is born, when you start thinking not only about yourself, but also about others. Someone takes for the upbringing of strangers, children left without relatives, revealing even more their heart. Someone says goodbye to cowardice, someone completely changes their outlook on life. And here too, you do not need to take it literally. I'm for ensuring that there is no war in the world, that people do not draw such hard lessons into their lives. May the world change. But I see that he will become different only when we become different. Having understood, accepted, and changed everything, you can even recover from incurable diseases, and there are many examples. You can come out alive from war, from disasters and cataclysms, internally becoming a completely different person. I wish you all wonderful exits even from a seemingly hopeless situation. When you come out of duality, you stop tearing anything in the world, be it any information or life situation, any creature or even a person. You begin to live inappropriately and non-aggressively. Nothing in this world is annoying anymore. You feel great acceptance in everything. You understand the wisdom of God, life, the Creator. You see a more complete picture of the world, and from this you live consciously. It becomes happier and easier on the soul. You begin to calmly react to any words, any information, any event in the world, or in your life, of any person. Nothing annoys you anymore. But you become not insensitive like a robot, but conscious, sensing and seeing the value in everything. At the same time, you do not do nothing, but constantly act for the good of yourself and everyone, and actions do not come from temper, in anger or irritation, in pride and arrogance, which we often regret later, but from the heart. You do everything with the soul, not negative. Duality is an internal state of consciousness, but not an external one. It is not the world that is dual, but our attitude towards everything, our consciousness. Now a chance has been given to all humanity who wants to get out of the duality of the game, to see a different world, where everything is in balance, great balance, everything has a deep and wise meaning. With love for everyone, Magda. My dear ones, today I want to finish my previous 2 parts on the topic of duality, and pass on my personal experience in the transition to high energies. I don't know if at least one person can get out of duality and immediately remain in these energies, but in my personal experience, in my life, this is a gradual and smooth transition, as if you have to anchor in this high energy, learn to not fly out from her. For me, the most memorable in this experience, of course, was the first exit. It is difficult to describe such high things in ordinary words, since they are very limited, but I will try. The way out of duality is reminiscent of the fact that you finally opened your eyes, which were closed for a long time. In an instant, you begin to see the world different, to understand everything in a different way. To all the many questions that were long in my head, how can one take everything and everyone around? How can one not divide people into good and bad? How not to divide the world into light and darkness? You suddenly find everything the answers. These answers do not appear as knowledge that you read somewhere or conveyed, not as a theory, but as a living experience. At this moment, you simply feel that there is no longer duality inside, and you will experience these new sensations, as if you were recreating yourself. Awareness is growing. You feel that inside there really is no division, evaluative vision, judgment. Inside there is a complete acceptance of everything, absolutely everything, but not in words, but in practice, with deep understanding and vision, at a certain level, to which I reached, of the higher plan of the Creator. You see with all eyes, that there is nothing in this world, that is unnecessary and superfluous, accidental or unjust. There is tremendous balance and balance in everything, that which He gave, He received. What is inside is outside. With a new vision, you understand how distorted you have been looking at the world for a long time, living in illusions, complicating everything with your mind, and torturing yourself with it, but in reality everything is always very simple and easy. Unfortunately, this is a high state, if you live an ordinary human life, where there is work, family, life, system, hard to keep. But this, at least once tangible height, never forget. I want to return to it again and again. When you live in a city where everyone around you is most interested in material values, and not somewhere in a circle of like-minded people, in a spiritual environment, or in simple solitude, you feel that, when you come out of duality, it's as if you are surfacing from a sea of illusions and you finally begin to breathe. This is the breath of boundless freedom, true joy, unconditional love. And then society, all the people around, life situations, the material plan. I'm starting to pull you back into the pool with your head, knock it out of this energy. Everything around, the whole dual world, as if pulling you by the legs back into the old energies. Yes, it is necessary to learn not to get involved in duality, in familiar patterns and other people's opinions, and this is a huge spiritual work on oneself. This is even more awareness. I felt that this path is much easier when the number of people who can get out of duality increases. We are all interconnected, and on the subtle plane support each other every day. Although in the material world we may not even be familiar, we are one united family. The more of us, the pioneers, those who were able to get out of duality, the easier it is for everyone. We seem to go out into these high energies, and hold each other's hands, so that the dual world does not drag it back. The more non-dual people, the faster the non-dual world will appear. How is the process of getting out of duality? You just need to follow the right direction, tune in every day to a non-dual attitude to life. This means changing oneself from the inside. Try not to get involved in dualistic patterns, and begin to live differently, not to divide, not to judge, not to separate, even with the mind, changing the dualistic thoughts into non-dual ones inside. With such a non-dual life setting, you reach a certain spiritual level, and then, at some moment, an internal switch takes place. Inside you, an invisible button, like a toggle switch, works, and you, like an illumination, begin to see the world differently, as if to look at everything anew, feel the non-dual world from within. Unfortunately, one cannot force oneself to step out of duality, to force, to plan. Everything happens spontaneously, instantly, unexpectedly. When the time comes, an inner spiritual readiness appears. We can only tune into these high energies, and change ourselves to achieve this level of readiness. If at least once a person has come out of duality, then it will be easier for him to return to the state again. If duality dragged on, since he remembers these high inner sensations, they simply cannot be forgotten. Many, having read my previous 2 articles, can now feel in themselves, in what they are still dual, and in which they are no longer, as well as seeing which direction it is necessary to work. My dear ones, come out of duality, let there be a lot of us, and from this, we will help each other both on the subtle plane, and in material life. Together we are strong. The world will become non-dual, when we become non-dual. To get out of duality is real inner freedom and great happiness. I wish everyone to get out of it. With love for everyone, Magda.